Should we be alarmed? Daily news. From latest reports. Reported from Sputnik. Mexico announces alert after theft of container with radioactive materials. Country's National Coordinator for Civil Protection Luis Felipe Puente said that Mexico has announced alert in 6 countries' states after a container with radioactive materials has been stolen. He added that the alert was announced in the states of Guanajuato, Hidalgo, Michoacán, Querétaro, San Luis Potosí and the state of Mexico. This is not the first case, when radioactive materials are stolen in Mexico. In April 2013, a container with cobalt-60 isotope was stolen, while in 2014, 2015 and 2016 criminals stole iridium isotopes in 3 different cases. All these radioactive materials were found later. Reported from Reuters. Russia tells White House it will not return Crimea to Ukraine. Russia said on Wednesday it would not hand back Crimea to Ukraine or discuss the matter with foreign partners after the White House said U.S. President Donald Trump expected the annexed Black Sea Peninsula to be returned. Moscow says an overwhelming majority of Crimeans voted to become part of Russia in a 2014 referendum wanting protection from what the Kremlin cast as an illegal coup in Kiev. Ukraine says the referendum was a sham held at gunpoint after Russian troops illegally annexed the peninsula, that Russia-friendly President Viktor Yanukovych was ousted by people power, and that Moscow should return Crimea. We don't give back our own territory. Crimea is territory belonging to the Russian Federation, Maria Zakharova, spokeswoman for the Russian Foreign Ministry, told a news briefing on Wednesday. Also reported from Reuters. China warns U.S. against fresh naval patrols in South China Sea. On Sunday, the Navy Times reported that U.S. Navy and Pacific Command leaders were considering freedom of navigation patrols in the busy waterway by the San Diego-based Carl Vinson Carrier Strike Group, citing unnamed defense officials. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Geng Shuang said tension in the South China Sea had stabilized due to the hard work between China and Southeast Asia countries, and urged foreign nations including the U.S. to respect this. We urge the U.S. not to take any actions that challenge China's sovereignty and security, Geng told a regular news briefing on Wednesday. Reported from The Guardian. Venezuela Vice President denounces imperialist aggression of U.S. sanctions. Venezuela's powerful vice president has described his blacklisting by the United States on drug charges as an imperialist aggression in the first bilateral flare-up under the new U.S. President, Donald Trump. We shall not be distracted by these miserable provocations, Tarek El Aissami, the most senior Venezuelan official yet sanctioned by the United States, said in a series of defiant tweets. The kingpin designation allows the Treasury Department to freeze any assets of individuals in the United States and prevents the person from conducting financial transactions going through the U.S., reported from CBS Chicago. Doctors are seeing a spike in child flu cases. The amount of flu cases is rolling across the county, with doctors seeing as many as 14,000 new cases a week. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report that the virus has become widespread in 43 states, Illinois among them. So far this season, 20 children have reportedly died from the virus. In Illinois, 43 people were admitted to intensive care units this past week. The flu can really have disastrous consequences, Dr. Foster noted. While the vaccine is a good match for this year's virus, parents no longer have the flu mist option. And Dr. Foster fears that may have kept some parents away. That was not available this year because it was found to not be nearly as effective as the traditional flu shot, Dr. Foster said. So that certainly discouraged a certain number of patients from getting the flu vaccine this year. Reported from Yahoo News. South Sudan war reaches catastrophic proportions, UN report. A confidential UN report is warning that the war in South Sudan has reached catastrophic proportions for civilians and the rise of militias risks spinning out of control, fueling fighting for years to come. Please subscribe for more updates. Should we be alarmed?